told you it was love. They convinced you it was normal. They made you believe the problem was you. But somewhere beneath the confusion, the self-doubt, the endless explanations that never quite made sense, you knew something was wrong. This is where we stop pretending. This is where we examine what they never wanted you to see. The patterns that controlled you, the systems that protected them.
The hustle doesn't have to hurt. If performance pressure is making it hard to breathe, Grow Therapy helps you navigate stress, set boundaries, and actually feel like yourself again. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/start now to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Boost Mobile is now sending experts nationwide to deliver and set up customers' new phones.
Wait, we're going on tour?
We're delivering and setting up customers' phones. It's not a tour.
Not with that attitude.
Introducing Store to Door. Switch and get a new device with expert setup and delivery.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com. Dreaming of getting the all-new iPhone 17 Pro designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever?
Then stay in bed and let a Boost Mobile expert deliver and set it up for you.
Oh, actually, they will have to get up and open the door.
Oh, right.
Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com. Terms apply.
If you grew up being the person everyone blamed for every family mishap, from your siblings' misbehavior to your parents' unhappiness, you know the exhausting weight of being the perpetual scapegoat. You might have walked into a room where everyone was already tense and somehow left feeling like you caused it all. Or maybe you were the one who got in trouble when your brother broke something even though you weren't even home. Sound familiar? Welcome back to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'm Lynn, your host. Today we're talking about one of the most damaging roles in dysfunctional families and relationships, being the scapegoat. We're going to dig into why this happens, what it does to you, and most importantly, why it was never actually about you. Being the family scapegoat isn't just about unfair blame. It's a deliberate strategy in controlling systems where someone needs to be designated as the source of all problems. This keeps the person in power looking good while deflecting attention from the real dysfunction. Here's what's really happening. The person who scapegoats you needs to maintain their image as reasonable, competent, or blameless. But here's the thing. They're not actually any of those things. They make mistakes. They lose their temper. They create chaos. But admitting that would shatter their carefully constructed facade. So instead of taking responsibility, they point the finger at you. This targeted blame serves multiple purposes. It distracts from deeper issues in the family or relationship. It maintains the illusion that everything would be fine if you just behaved differently. And it keeps other family members or friends in line because they see what happens to the person who gets blamed for everything. You might have experienced being criticized for ruining holidays when all you did was exist in the same space. Maybe you were blamed when a parent lost their temper, regardless of whether you actually did anything to trigger it. In adult relationships, partners who refuse accountability will cast you as the cause of their outbursts or failures. They'll accuse you of being too sensitive, too dramatic, or too difficult when you react to their behavior. Sometimes siblings or other family members reinforce this role. They echo the scapegoater's blame to avoid scrutiny themselves. It's easier to point at you than risk becoming the target. Extended family gatherings become minefields where you carry the weight of past conflicts alone while everyone else acts like nothing happened. The psychological impact is devastating. You learn to scan every room for tension. You apologize for things you didn't do. You second-guess your own reactions because you've been told repeatedly that you're the problem. You might have spent years trying to be perfect, thinking that if you could just be good enough, the blame would stop. It doesn't. What's particularly cruel is how this dynamic teaches you to gaslight yourself. When everyone around you consistently tells you that you're the issue, you start believing it. You begin to see yourself through their distorted lens. You carry shame that isn't yours and responsibility for problems you didn't create. The scapegoat often becomes hypervigilant about other people's moods and needs while completely losing touch with their own. You learn to prioritize everyone else's comfort over your own reality. You become an expert at reading the room, but terrible at trusting your own perceptions. Here's what makes it even more insidious. The family or relationship system becomes dependent on having you as the problem. If you weren't there to blame, they'd have to confront the real issues. So they have a vested interest in keeping you in that role. They'll resist any attempt you make to change the dynamic. This is why when scapegoats start standing up for themselves or setting boundaries, the backlash is often intense. The system fights to pull you back into your designated role because without a scapegoat, the whole house of cards threatens to fall. Let me be absolutely clear about something. Being singled out as the problem was never about your worth or your actions. It was about whoever needed to stay superior and avoid their own accountability. When a system depends on scapegoating, your role is about their survival, not your failure. You weren't actually ruining anything. You weren't too sensitive or too difficult. You weren't the common denominator in every family fight. You were just convenient. You were available. And maybe, just maybe, you were the only one brave enough or honest enough to point out that something was wrong. The person who scapegoated you needed you to be the problem so they could avoid looking at themselves. They needed you to carry their shame, their guilt, and their responsibility for the dysfunction they created or perpetuated. Think about it this way. If you remove yourself from the equation entirely, do their problems disappear? Of course not. The parent who blamed you for their anger issues still has anger issues. The partner who accused you of causing their bad behavior still behaves badly with other people. The family that painted you as the troublemaker still has the same underlying dysfunction. You were never the real problem. You were just the person they could safely blame without consequences. And that's not a reflection of your character. It's a reflection of theirs. As you think about your own experiences, I want you to consider this reflection question. Which recurring issues were you blamed for that others never faced consequences for? Maybe it was being accused of starting arguments when you were actually responding to someone else's aggression. Maybe it was being held responsible for family tension that existed long before you could even walk. Maybe it was being blamed for a partner's infidelity or addiction. Recognizing these patterns can begin to shift how you see your place in the family or relationship narrative. It reveals that the burden was never yours to carry in the first place. This is Lynn, and this has been another episode of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Visit our website at movingforwardafterabuse.com for articles, resources, and more support on your recovery journey.
Hey, this is Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. Quick question, why are we letting our phone bills bully us? Here's a money tip. Stop paying a carrier tax. When you bring your own phone and switch to Boost Mobile's $25 unlimited forever plan, you can unlock up to $600 in savings. That's real-life money, not money trapped in a pricey phone bill. $600 is a trip, a shopping spree, or paying something off. Your money belongs in your life. You get unlimited data, talk, and text for $25 a month with no contracts and no minimum line requirement. Your phone, your rules. Head to boostmobile.com to switch today and unlock the savings you actually deserve. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience lower speed. Customers pay $25 per month while active on Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Savings claim based on a January 2026 Boost Mobile survey comparing average annual payments of major carrier customers to 12 months on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Visit boostmobile.com for details.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 days straight. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. FanDuel, it's time to dance.
21 plus in President Select States. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This work is hard, really hard. Questioning everything you were taught, seeing systems that were invisible, sitting with truth that change how you see the world. It's exhausting and overwhelming sometimes. There's no timeline for this, no right way to process it. We've gone daily now because these conversations matter. Subscribe so new episodes land automatically when they drop.